6 months ago, I purchased a Scion Frs from the salvage auction. I took it to the body shop to replace the quarter panel and have it inspected by the state so I can legally drive it on the road. And last week I finally got the car back and I couldn't be more excited. Remember? Oh yeah. It was too good to be true because I'm taking the car back to the shop. This is my first experience with taking a car to a real auto body shop. I didn't know what to expect. I've been mostly dealing with the shop owner, which he has been super nice, super respectful, and I can't say enough things about his customer service. And the pictures I'm about to show you are pretty terrible considering I took it to an actual body shop. I don't mean to say bad things about the shop because they agreed to take the car back in. Now we haven't discussed the prices or what's going on there, if they're gonna give me more money back or because I'm definitely not gonna pay more money. Regardless, let's look at some of the mishaps that I got from the car. Okay, before I show you the pictures of the car, I'm going to read you the email that I sent them when I got the car and I wasn't happy with it. So just to paraphrase, I did want to bring up a couple defects I'm not too happy with on the car. I received the car Saturday morning, which we found the car to be dirty and wet. I'm an easygoing person, so water bottles, random paper trash in the car, dusty interior and exterior don't bother me too much. So we did get the car and the car was filthy. I'm not gonna lie, it was sitting outside. That doesn't really bug me because the car is going to be living outside regardless. Inside the car, we found, like I mentioned in the email, water bottles, Harbor Freight newspaper, trash inside the car, and it was dusty. If you ever sanded down a car that, you know, that dust gets everywhere, it was pretty much inside the whole car. I wasn't too happy because, I mean, you're getting a car back that you don't expect it to be super dirty and have other people's trash in there. Okay, let's continue with the email. Not sure if a formal walk around of the final work is a normal process. We can thoroughly inspect the car, but regardless, I did not receive one. Attach are a couple images which I believe are workmanship mishaps. My end goal is to have the issues addressed and make this right. I would be more than happy to bring more of my cars for future business. Looking forward to hearing from you. You know, short and sweet, I wasn't trying to be super mean about it, but I did wanted to get my car fixed considering I paid a decent amount of money to get this fixed. So they sent me an email back the same day, and this is what it says. It said, "Thank you for taking the time to give us your feedback. We're sorry for the workmanship issues, and we will do whatever it takes to make it right. We have some new guys that are working with, and we are able to use your email and pics as a good learning tool on things to look for. The goal is to exceed your expectations and look forward to working with you on other projects. Let us know when will be a good time for us to make the repairs on your car." Email that I received wasn't from the actual shop owner. I'm assuming it's from the manager, which I've dealt with the manager guy. I'm assuming he's the manager. I've dealt with this guy too, so I know him. I know what he looks like. I know his mannerisms. So, and after these two emails, I told them I'll be there on a certain date, and they agreed to it. So again, we haven't discussed the details, but that's where we're at right now. But let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's look into the pictures and let's see what we got. Now, this first picture I'm showing on the screen is the door jambs. So let's focus on the bigger rectangle. You can see there is a tape line, a pretty massive tape line. There's no way to hide it. They did paint the door jambs first, and then they painted the rest of the car, so that explains the line there. There's two different times it was painted, but that's none of my concern because that doesn't look professional. On the left, skinnier rectangle, you can see that's the actual door edge. It's textured pretty aggressive. You touch it and it's pokey, for lack of better words. It just doesn't look good at all. This whole door is like that, pretty much the whole edge. Again, this is probably an easy fix. You just sand it down a little bit and buff it. But hey, I'm paying for work, and it's not. I shouldn't be able to clean up the edges, right? This is something they should be fixing at the shop before the car leaves. Okay, the next picture, it's a little difficult to see, but the actual window trimming of the window is full of overspray. So the tape line was not very good there, and even if it wasn't a good tape line, I would expect them to at least clean it up. It just looks bad. There's no way to hide it. It just looks terrible. I know this picture doesn't do it a good justice, just the way the angle the picture was taken, it kind of hides it. It's a little more intense in person. Okay, so this is pretty obvious. I paid to get the whole car, the side of the car painted because the quarter panel and the door was both replaced. and I paid for blending. Now, I have to look back at my receipts, but they blended the door to the fender, and I can't remember if they blended the rear bumper to the quarter panel. Regardless, they, you know, this doesn't look good. You get a car back from the paint shop, and this is pretty obvious. I mean, this speaks for itself, right? It just doesn't look good. Okay, so this picture is the underside of the quarter panel. Now, I'm not crawling under the car. That's the normal ride height, so I haven't even jacked the car up, but you can see how that looks. I don't know if shops would be really proud of that, but I wouldn't be if I was a shop owner. This picture is still the quarter panel on the wheel well area. Again, you can see this in plain sight. You don't have to jack up the car. It's literally right in your face. So yeah, they replaced the quarter panel. They had to take the rear glass out, and you can see I wrote down in here all along the rear glass. As you see in there, that's sealant they used to I guess weatherproof the glass back onto the body, and the whole thing just looks like that. You look at it and it doesn't look good. I'm not sure how they can fix this, if they can put a little bit of paint on there, I don't know, but again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it looks like, you know, I could have done a better job, which I'm not even a body person. It just doesn't look good. I keep saying that, but it's true. That's the whole point of this video. The pictures might be out of order, but this is back to the quarter panel. Okay, so now what you're looking at here is back of the quarter panel. It's right in front of the rear wheel. Well, again, you can see this in plain view. It looks like a mess. At first I thought it was Bondo, but the more I look at it, I think it's just seam sealer. They just caked on there for some reason. Again, if you can see something from plain sight, I don't know, it doesn't look good. It kills me because it's making me angry. It's making me angry. Okay, let's continue and skip a couple pictures. And we're back to the door jamb. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, the door jamb and the actual quarter panel were painted at different times, but it looks gross. I mean, I can't. I'm a realistic person. I wasn't expecting a SEMA quality job. Not to disrespect the shop, that they can't do a SEMA quality product, but it. What? Come on, really? Come on. Blend it, I don't know, do something. From the car, I noticed 2 runs. There might be more. I didn't look at it too closely. I was just taking pictures of the whole thing. But I found 2 runs. This is one of them that's circled there. It looks to be clear coat, or run a clear coat. Regardless, it's pretty noticeable, especially since it's right at the line. In this picture, you can see that the rear bumper is a different shade than the quarter panel. Obviously, when you paint something, some colors are harder to color match, and that concludes my little rant of the shop that will be not named in this video. And I will be going to the shop next week and dropping off the car, or hopefully dropping off the car. We're gonna discuss some things and see where to go from there. If you own a shop and a car is coming back for things that should have been done the first time, it doesn't look good. You know, I'm not going to be the type of person to leave a negative review online for everybody to see. I'm just making a video so everybody to see. A little different, right? It sucks because it's been about 6.5 months since I got the car, and I've only driven it once, and that's from the shop to home. I haven't had a lot of seat time in it, which it's so painful when you have this much money invested into a car and you haven't driven it, and all you want to do is just drive it because it's a car, right? You have all this money and time, and soon, so unfortunately have to wait a couple more weeks, I'm assuming, to actually drive it and, you know, take it to the grocery store like what I tend to do with it. I'll definitely do an update video when I take the car to the shop next week. I'm not gonna pay a single penny to them more because I already paid them for the initial work and I wasn't happy with it. I should have inspected the car more before I brought it home, and you know, it's like, hey, this isn't right, fix it here and there, but I don't know, there's some things we're gonna have to discuss. If you made it this far in the video, let me know what you think about the work they've done. Is this acceptable for an auto body shop or not? Keep in mind, this did pass inspection, so physically the car was fixed correctly, just the aesthetics wasn't done properly or to my standards, so it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.